No matter where you're at in life, I think we can all agree on how important listening is. Whether it's listening to your parents, your children, your siblings, peers, mentors, whoever it may be, listening is very clearly a crucial aspect of all of our lives. And I also think that it is something we can all work on. Now, I think we need to delineate the difference between listening to what someone is saying versus just hearing what they're saying. Webster's dictionary defines hearing as the process, function, or power of perceiving sound, whereas it defines listening as to pay attention to sound, to hear something with thoughtful attention, and to give consideration. Now, I know the dictionary is just giving us the literal definition and doesn't always provide us with the real-world nuances and connotations that come with words, but I think it's pretty accurate in this situation. When you are hearing what someone is saying, you may understand them and take in the information, but you aren't catching any cues or emotions that the person might be more subtly expressing. On the flip side, when you are truly listening to someone, you understand the entire message someone is sending. This means more than just words, but body language, mood, and emotions. One thing we've discussed recently on the student ministries team is emotional calls. An emotional call in conversation is someone's attempt at connecting with the other person, whether it be intentional or even subconsciously. These calls show up in a variety of ways and can be attempts looking for attention, affection, empathy, or any other emotional need the other person may be able to fill. An example may be, "How was your day?" or "How does this look?" Or it may be more complex and subtle, like a long, sad sigh. Either way, we must be ready for both and truly listen to the other person in order to catch these calls. Someone who demonstrates this type of listening very well, and we can all look to imitate, is Jesus. In Luke chapter 18, verses 35 through 43, a blind beggar is asking for Jesus to heal him. In this story, Jesus truly listens to the beggar, and the beggar truly listens to Jesus. In verse 30 and 39 it says, "He called out, 'Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me.' Those who led the way rebuked him and told him to be quiet, but he shouted all the more, 'Son of David, have mercy on me.'" Now Jesus could have just heard what he said, like the hundreds of others talking and shouting around him, but instead he truly listened to the blind beggar. In verses 41 through 43, the conversation continues. "What do you want me to do for you?" "Lord, I want to see," he replies. Jesus said to him, "Receive your sight, your faith has healed you." Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus, praising God. When all the people saw it, they also praised God. Jesus truly listened to the blind beggar and rewarded his faith by healing his blindness. In return, the beggar also listened to Jesus and continued to follow and praise him. And even on top of that, everyone who had witnessed the miracle began to praise him as well. Jesus took the time to listen to the man, even with everything else going on around him. Now I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that you do not have a crowd of people following you around, listening to your teachings and watching you perform miracles. So if Jesus, throughout all the chaos and commotion that would come with the crowd, could take the time to truly listen to a blind beggar on the side of the road, then I'm confident that you can take the time to truly listen to your children, parents, peers, siblings, and friends. We all got busy lives, and I know that sometimes it can be a pain to take the time to listen to your friend ramble on about such and such. However, I'm sure that if you take the time to really listen to what they're saying, you'll find an emotional call in there somewhere. And make sure to help them and be there for them afterwards, because that's what it's all about.